swinging it.
Yeah, we're starting a little bit late. Technical difficulties and got kids. Got to put them to bed.
Yeah. And so if you guys didn't notice, we're in 2 different locations now. So we're over here trying the software so we can, do this for you guys and still be on separate sides of the West Coast. He's at the bottom now in the desert. He left me.
I did. I left him. Went down to Arizona.
Yeah.
So, all right. So tonight, the main thing we're going to be talking about is just really what we just put out a video about, 8 different jobs that don't suck for teenagers, because there's a lot of jobs out there you can do to make money, and not all of them are enjoyable or are going to help build your future. So we came up with a list of 8 that we think are really good, depending on your personality type. There's a little bit, there's something for everybody.
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about them. If you guys have any questions as we're going through them, feel free to ask us, and we'll try to get you the best answer that we can. And then, if you're here, say hi. Let us know where you're from. Let us know where you're watching. And let us know if you're a new subscriber, if you're an old subscriber, all that type of cool stuff.
So I guess starting off, when I was 13, my first job was a paper route, right? And then after that, once I turned 16, I was pushing carts at a grocery store, just taking those regular jobs you have to do because you need money, right? Because having money equals freedom. And without that, you're kind of stuck, at the whim of your parents, begging for money if they give you money. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Canada? Nice to have you here. For me, I started my first job. I was 16. I worked at Jack in the Box. Yeah, it was super glorious, real glamorous. I was flipping burgers, even though I wasn't supposed to. So sorry, Jack in the Box, if you get in trouble for this. I'm supposed to be 18 to operate the grill. I was 16. Pretty much as soon as I turned 16 in January, the end of January, I was hired in the end of February at this Jack in the Box place. Pretty much from there forward, my mom never bought me anything else ever again. So it was cool.
As soon as I got a job, my dad was like, "Oh, looks like you're paying for your car insurance and gas." I'm like, "What?
Yeah.
That wasn't
the car." Oh man, must have been nice. I had to walk to work, and it was real far, and it was winter time, and it was cold. I had a bike, but it got stolen. So
yeah, I had a $500 car. It sucked, but it got me around.
Yeah, people can't steal your shoes. I mean, if you're wearing them anyway.
Yeah. So those jobs, they don't really build any actual skills, right? I mean, you can make some money. You learn the value of hard work, I guess. But they're not going to help build your future typically, right? Those are just jobs to make a paycheck, and that's it. So the stuff that we wanted to get into with other jobs that people don't typically think about, or maybe they do, they're starting to think about more and more. We're not going to talk about mowing yards and babysitting and dog walking or working at restaurants, right? Because that's what everybody does. So we want to take some. Oh, hey, Canada had a paper route as well. So we want to talk about other stuff that's going to give you more of a competitive edge as an adult, right? Because obviously, working, you're trying to build yourself, build your future, rather than just. I mean, nobody wants to waste their time at a job that sucks. Let's be honest.
This is true.
So there's a lot of different jobs out there. I mean, it really depends on what you want to do, what you like to do. Some of the stuff that I think would be a lot better than just a regular job working at, a grocery store would be like for me, because I like sports, working as a youth sports referee or like a coach. If you know how to swim, being a lifeguard or like a swim instructor, stuff like that you go to work and you're actually going to have fun doing it versus being miserable, stocking shelves or whatever it is. And I'll tell you what, any of those are better than working at like a call center or being a telemarketer, in my opinion. I would hate that. So there's a million different ways to make a buck, right? And so what we're going to get into is stuff that you're probably going to enjoy doing a lot more depending on your personality type. So the first one, general labor, right, on a construction site. If you like working with your hands and you're interested in the trades, then that's a great way that you can start off. And on average, you're gonna make like 15 to 18 bucks an hour, which that's not bad money.
It's not.
Yeah, especially if you're in high school and you're just looking to gain that entry level experience. General labor is a great way to start out.
Yeah.
Killboy.
Yeah, I mean, that might work.
Yeah. So typically you're going to be performing different kinds of tasks like, cleaning up job sites, removing debris, loading, unloading materials, that kind of stuff. So those are great jobs if you're looking to get into the trades.
What's up, Russia? What time is it over there in Russia? That's far away. You're like our farthest viewer right now, or at least that I've seen. Next one that you could do, if you're creative, you have any sort of like artistic side of you at all, you can sell stuff. Yeah, artsy. That's the word I was looking for. Etsy is a great place that you can go to. Go on the interwebs, post your stuff on there, post it on the Facebook Marketplace, the Instagram, all that type of stuff. Sell your stuff if you're creative. Make stickers, make T-shirts, what have you, little bedazzled things, all that type of stuff.
Yep, and they're all going to have separate fees. But if you're trying to get your stuff sold, you want to be noticed. You want to be on all the different platforms. I would be on all of them. I'd be on Etsy. I'd be on Instagram. I'd be on Facebook Shopping. So that's another way you can do it. If that's your thing, if you're more artsy, that's not me. But I know lots of people who love to make that kind of stuff, and that's a great way to do it. The next one is being a golf caddy, and I'll let Philip talk about that one because he's a better golfer than I am.
Yeah, well, that's actually not true. We're both horrible golfers, but yeah, I like to do the thing with the golf clubs. Call them sticks or clubs, what have you. Call it whack, because you hit the ball and you're like, doesn't go where you want it to. But it's fun. You can try to hit it as far as you can. Typically, it doesn't go where you want it to. That's not what caddies do. Caddies actually carry the sticks around for the people that are hitting the balls. But if golf is big where you guys are at and people do it, they need people to carry their golf clubs around and clean their golf balls, all that stuff. I mean, you make good money, as silly as it sounds. These people are making like $25 an hour. They're doing it for 3-4 hours, however long they do on the games, and they get paid for it. You learn some tips, from these pros or these better golfers, and you do it. Yeah.
All right. So the next one is being a social media manager, right? And I know that's a popular one for a lot of people right now, and it's hard to get into that market. So most often, the best way to get experience is to work for free, and nobody likes hearing that. But if you go to like a mom and pop shop or a school or a church or somewhere that's busy grinding, just trying to be successful, they typically know that they need a social media account, but they're too busy to actually go and start one. So if you come in and you're like, hey, I need experience, I'm willing to work for free. I know you need to be online. I want to help you be more successful. Let me do this for a couple months and gain some experience. And then towards the end, you can make a pitch like, hey, I've helped grow it this much. If we put together some kind of package where it's like 3 times a week for $100, for a month, then as you get better and you get more experience, maybe you do something for like 5 times a week for $150, or you get more clients, or you build up from there. But that's the best way to kind of get into that field is you got to get some experience under your belt, and typically work for free. But if you're like 15 or 16, I mean, what's the harm in that, right?
Oh, look at that. That's a neat little pull-up bar there. What you got on that, Alex? You got anything on that?
I don't know too much about Uber Eats as far as how much they make. I know regular Uber drivers can make a decent living off that, depending on how much they drive. But Uber Eats, that's a great question. I don't know the answer to that one.
My cousin does it. In his spare time, he does some Uber Eats, and he makes good enough money off of it for his lifestyle that he's living. He's 18, 19 years old, and he just uses it for spending money and to help him save up for his next little, small goal, which is something that people can use it for if you don't have a lot of expenses. I mean, yeah.
Is he trying to save up by your car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good old Gary.
All right, so
All
next
right.
one is tutoring. So that one pays pretty well. That's on average about 20 bucks an hour starting out. You have to be smart. You got patience. You like to work with kids. Might be a good job for you. Like I said, on average, it's like 20 bucks an hour, but it definitely can go way up from there.
Yeah.
Some of them, I think we read, they make like 50, 60 bucks an hour if you're really good. So
Yeah, I mean, it kind of depends, really. I mean, on how you wanted to do it. You can do it through companies. There's companies that hire tutors, and then they pretty much find the tutoree for you, and then you go and teach that person. Sometimes you can do it in your own high school or your own college. You can make a little flyer with little pull tabs on it, and then you can put your name and number, and you say, hey, this is how much I charge, $20 an hour, and I can teach you this, that, and the other thing. Or you can use it to get prepared for like an SAT or some big exam that you have coming up, something like that. But it's a good way for people to make money on their own, timeline, just because it's got a lot of flexibility into it for them and their schedules. Power engineering, college next year. That sounds cool. You know any power engineers? I don't know any power engineers.
Not any power engineers. I mean, I would say probably 80% of my friends would either be in the military or there's some kind of trade field. But I don't know any power engineers.
Yeah, I got some HVAC friends. I got some iron worker friends, but no power engineers. They sound pretty smart.
Cool. Yeah.
Next up, you can talk about this one.
Fiverr. So next one, yep, Fiverr or Upwork. So you can start selling stuff as early as age 13. These are just basically websites people go to that if they have a problem, they look for somebody, they go on there and they can hire them and they have some kind of solution, right? So if you need like some kind of logo or YouTube thumbnail or graphic or some kind of design, people will make those. You'll say what you need and then you put it out there and then people make bids on it. And you can make a profile and basically say what you're good at. It does take some work to get it off the ground. Typically you have to start out low, like maybe like $5 for a project or something. And then as you get better and better and you get more reviews on your work, then you can start to charge a little more money. Fiverr is like, well, Fiverr comes from, I think originally things were like $5, right? That's usually the lower end one, right? Where you can get a lot of that experience. And then as you get better, you go to Upwork. But I mean, if I was doing that kind of stuff and I had that kind of talent, I would be on both for sure. And just because you're on there, I would find other ways. If that's like your primary way you're trying to develop yourself and make some money, I find other ways like going and finding Facebook groups too with similar types of people who have those problems. And I would be hustling and trying to sell my work over there too.
Yeah. Anybody that's watching right now have done anything like that or know anybody that's done anything like that? If you have, put something in the comments and let us know what their experience has been with that or anything similar to that, just so we can kind of see from, our audience and what they think of that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. Next up that we have is there's going to be those people, Homecooked Meals. You probably see it on the TV commercials or on the Instagram, social medias, the Freshly or the HelloFresh, where they're doing the home cooked meals and they're sending them out to people. You can do something obviously a lot more small scale in your own area. And if you like cooking and you like preparing dishes, what have you.
Hopefully you're good at cooking if you're going to do it.
Yeah. I get the Freshly, is that it? Or is it HelloFresh? Which one do I get?
I don't know.
I
ordered them for a little bit.
Anyway, it's the one where it comes in the box and it has all the ingredients in it, right? Because I don't know like a lot of different menu items myself. And I used to ask him how to, give me ingredients or give me recipes so I could cook my own food because I was spoiled and I used to not have to do it myself. Now I do. But anywho, you can make money doing that, right? You can, make some food, sell it to people. You probably need a foods handler's card or something that you can get from your local health department and then sell some food, make some meal plans and make some money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So just to bring it up, so we're going to be doing a 12-week series where we're going to be interviewing a lot of different people throughout the trades because we don't work in the trades. But like we said, we have a lot of friends who do. And obviously, a lot of you have said that this is valuable information you really like and you really need. And we've noticed that. So if anybody has any kind of requests for specific trades, let us know, and we'll try and find people in that field to interview.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Shoveling snow would be a good way to make some money. We don't have snow here, and in Washington State, there's no snow right now. Arizona, there's never any snow.
Definitely no snow here. Got plenty of sunshine.
But yeah, that would be good. Good way to make some easy, quick money.
Yeah.
You know, last up,
or 30 minutes.
For our last topic here, we got join the military, the National Guard. That's what I did at 17. I think that's what you did too, right? Yeah, we were little babies. You know, when you join, you get a part-time paycheck. You work once a month, Saturday and a Sunday. You get paid money for it, and then you still finish your high school out. And then when you graduate, you go to training. And then you're like, yeah. And then when you grow up, you can be cool like us. Like, duh. That's something you guys think you want to do? Google it. You know, Google the National Guard where you guys live. Check it out. See if it's something that you guys want to do. I mean, I don't know how it works in Canada or Russia. But,
yeah. I know they got militaries.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, and for us, you know, it's a great way to have benefits, you know, whether it's going to be paying for college or paying for trade school or health benefits, because here in America, those are pretty important and most jobs don't come with them. So unlike the other ones are all more of the entrepreneur type of mindset where you have to create those opportunities on your own. In the National Guard, obviously you're working for the government and there's a lot of benefits that go along with that. And we went with the National Guard because it's just part-time and you can still go do all those other things in the meantime, but you know, still be investing in yourself with additional education, whether that's through a college or a trade school or whatever it is you want to do, right? And you get to shoot stuff and, you know, blow stuff up and climb over walls and do all the fun stuff that we do.
Yeah. To answer your question there, Happy Gamer, back in 2007 or 2008, I got to do a tank gunnery with the Canadian Army. And that was pretty cool. You know, they shot their tanks and we shot ours, and then they shot our tanks and we shot their tanks, and there was a little competition to see which you know, tanks shot better, more accurately, which was ours, of course. But you know, it was still cool to be able to see, you know, a foreign tank and kind of experience another military like that. It was pretty neat opportunity.
I do know a crane operator, and I do know a couple welders.
Yeah, I know a couple welders as well. Yeah, no crane operators.
My neighbor, before I moved down here to Arizona, a good buddy of mine, he's a welder, and actually I'm going to be interviewing him as part of that 12-week trade series. And that dude is an amazing welder and has done some incredible things. And he didn't even graduate from high school, and he makes fantastic money. But yeah, he works.
Speaking of high school,
he works his butt off.
I mean, my best advice for somebody after high school is just have a plan. I mean, even before high school is over, just figure out what you want to do next. If you're going to go to college, make sure you know what you're going to go to college for. You know, a lot of people like to take that gap year and figure out what they want to do. You know, you should figure that out your senior year. You know, while you have that senioritis and you don't want to do anything high schooly, you should figure out what you're going to do after high school. I mean, if you're going to take a gap year, that's fine. Just make sure you have a plan for that gap year. Be like, okay, I'm going to take this gap year. I'm going to go travel. I'm going to go do something. And then you have a follow-on plan after that for, you know, you, because you graduate high school at 18. Before you know it, you'll be 21 and you'll be like, oh shit, 3 years wasted. Crap, excuse me. Languages.
Yeah, and that gap year that people end up taking, you probably end up working at, like, for most people, Taco Bell or some fast food place, just kind of trying to figure out what you want to do with your life. And then for most people, they look back and that was a year wasted, right? So if you have a plan, then, you know, you're just going to go from high school right on to the next stage of your life, rather than just kind of getting lost in the sauce for a year, screwing off, doing whatever. So, I mean, depending on what you want to do, how successful you want to be, I mean, that's a year is a lot of time that you don't get back. But
yeah. And I mean, so if you don't know what you're going to do, like if you're like, oh, well, I don't know if I want to take a gap year, or I don't know if I want to go to college, or I don't know if I want to be in a trade job or join the military, what have you, you know, you need to start looking. You need to start checking that stuff out. See if you could do job shadows. You know, find things that you might be interested in, and go walk into that classroom, or go, you know, call some people at that construction site, or, you know, watch YouTube videos.
Mm-hmm.
all
Absolutely.
that stuff.
Is taking a vacation or days off bad for your first year working at a new job? I mean, it really depends on how much vacation or how many days you're taking off.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I probably
calling in
wouldn't do it within the first. Yeah, I wouldn't do it in the first 3 months. You know, I mean,
Mhm.
at least establish yourself and, you know, show up on time, show that you're a hard worker, you know, build some sort of rapport relationship with that company before you, you know, take some time off. But I mean, obviously people need time off. You have to have that work-life balance or else you are less productive as a person. So yeah, I mean, you should absolutely do it, but you should just establish yourself and make sure that you have a relationship with your employer before you do something like that.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, there's some good questions.
Yeah,
Just as a
we're
quick
going to be
recap.
doing this. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I say as a quick recap, we talked about being a general laborer, selling stuff on like Facebook, Etsy, Instagram, golf caddy, social media manager, tutoring, selling your work on Fiverr, you know, if you're creative, meal prepping, and then joining the National Guard or whatever military, you know, from the country that you're from. But yeah, we're gonna be doing this once a week, going live Thursdays, hopefully around 7 o'clock. Try to be on time.
Yeah, approximately, you know.
Yeah.
Well, we should be on time next time. Yeah. You know.
So
We'll do the toxic coworkers.
Hi,
So.
Pickles.
all right.
Hello, Texas. Ooh, toxic workers. How to deal with those?
Oh.
Ooh.
All right. So we're gonna talk about toxic workers next week because that is a very important one that can be a rough one. But we got to go. So we're gonna pick that one up next week and tune in at Thursday at 7 o'clock.
Yeah. How do we end this thing?